What's good, ladies and gents? Welcome back to MKO Pugilism, aka MKO Boxing, where we talk all things box. Remember to like and subscribe on YouTube, follow on TikTok, all that good stuff. So, this video here, I'm just going to give you a bit of breaking news regarding Dana White, Turki Al-Sheikh, and what is called the UBO, I believe, the United Boxing Organization. And what they're trying to do is, as was mentioned, I believe, beginning of this year, end of last year, they were talking about sort of introducing a UFC type system into boxing, like as sort of an option for boxers. So this has become quite a big thing, specifically in the United States, where they're introducing some new legislation. And just to make it short, what they've done is, in the USA, Congress is introducing what they call bipartisan legislation, which is going to amend the Professional Boxing Safety Act and attempt to make that better. And this marks the first change and the first update to the Federal Boxing Safety Act since the Muhammad Ali Act, since the Muhammad Ali Boxing Reform Act, which took place in the year 2000. So within 25 years, there hasn't been really any change or any amendments. And what this UBO system is trying to do is make things better. And the new bill, which has gone through Congress, is called the Muhammad Ali Boxing Revival Act, which is set to kind of revive and introduce new things, new legislation to make things better, and to kind of make an improvement on the Muhammad Ali Act, which is good because what it does is it prevents sort of promoters from having everything and says the promoter, the manager have to be separate entities so that one person cannot just be in full control and so that the fighter has some say in the matter. So, this was introduced by Congress members. I've got here Brian Jack and also Shanice Davids, and this aims to create a united boxing organizations that can operate events, promulgate ratings, and award UBO championships. So this is going to actually allow, as it says, United Boxing Organizations, this organization is going to allow them to have their own events, have their own ranking and rating system, and basically allow them, let's just say, to award their own championships. So unfortunate thing about this, I don't like there being more belts, but according to this, is going to allow them to kind of introduce their own championship, which means obviously their own belt. Some of the good things about this bill is that it's going to give certain minimum payments and health coverage. So what the bill sets a national minimum payment for all professional boxers at $150 per round and establishes a national minimum of $25,000 for health coverage for injuries sustained during a fight. And so this legislation is endorsed by the Association of Boxing Commissions and Lonnie Ali. Lonnie Ali was the former wife of Muhammad Ali, the greatest of all time. Those are some good things there where you got boxers have to be paid minimally $150 per round, and they'll get the national minimum $25,000 for their health coverage for injuries sustained during a fight, which is good because you know what, as Boxing Beats and Rhymes said, and as all of us here in the UK know, if you know a bit about boxing, in the UK you have these things called the ticket deals, where if you're a boxer who's not well known and who's not well managed and doesn't have a big promoter or big machine behind you to promote your fights, what they can do, the small hall promoters and whatnot, they can give you a ticket deal, which means that in order for you to actually be paid for your fight, you need to sell tickets, and you need to sell a certain amount of tickets in order to not only pay your own purse, but the amount of tickets you sell pays for the opponent. So throughout boxing, specifically in the UK, there's many guys who have been boxing and they haven't been able to get paid from boxing. And it's all because they can't sell tickets to save their life. They're not good salesmen. And because they can't sell tickets, it means that the best they can do in many cases is just pay for their opponent. And they're essentially fighting for nothing simply because they're not big ticket sellers. And that's a problem because you could have a talented guy who's got all the talent in the world and could maybe go all the way, but because they're not well known and they're not well promoted and they're not well managed, they can just fall by the wayside and have to retire from boxing because they can't make any money from it. So with this sort of thing here, I would allow guys like that, sort of the unknown talented guys, to at least get a minimum. And the health coverage thing is excellent as well, because you can imagine you're not able to pay for your opponent, and if you get injured in a fight, then that could be you done for. That could be career over because you ain't got the money to maintain yourself and to aid your recovery or to cover your wages from work. So yeah, I think it's a good thing that at least you get something towards your health coverage, and I think it's needed. I mean, it's not going to be needed for the top guys in boxing, for the sort of top 10, top 15 guys who are already making big money, but for guys who are unknowns and maybe talented and can't get there, great for them. And for Lonnie Ali, Muhammad Ali's former wife, she was very proud to. She said she was proud to have Muhammad Ali's name associated with the bill due to its enhanced protections for the boxers, and what the bill does as far as clarifying the existing law. The bill, it aims to clarify ambiguities in the original Ali Act, which have stifled some investment and discouraged innovation within the boxing space. And the UBO, United Boxing Organization, is going to operate as kind of a parallel system. So the UBO system would operate as a separate and parallel system to the current boxing structure, to the current WBA, WBO, IBF, etc., WBC. So it will operate parallel to that. And it's a system that will allow fighters to choose what they want. Do they want to be with the traditional sanctioning bodies, or do they want to embrace this new UBO model? So that it will run parallel with the traditional boxing system, and it's up to the boxer to sort of choose what they want to do. And the bill amends the Professional Boxing Safety Act to include, as I've said, minimum fighter pay. So there'll be a minimum that you can pay a fighter, so you won't get fighters like, as I mentioned before, boxing for nothing. Minimum fighter pay, you get specified health coverage, I've mentioned before, and it's applicable to both current and UBO models. So, we can talk about now the UFC sort of involvement in it. The legislation is being introduced as no coincidence as UFC CEO Dana White. He's got the Canelo and Crawford fight to promote, so he prepares to promote his first boxing event, and this is being introduced around this time to sort of, obviously, between him and Saudi Arabian official that we all know, His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh. So this is all part of their plan to sort of, I guess you could say, kind of take over boxing in a way, or to make boxing better. And yeah, let me know your thoughts on it. What do you think of this new system? I think it certainly does have some benefits for the lower tier boxers, but I think boxers at the elite level, when it comes to, the faces of boxing, they're probably not going to go for this. But I think this will be attractive for the sort of lower tier guys, guys that are unknown, guys that are not making much money. I think this type of thing here will be attractive to them. So let me know your thoughts. Until next time, it's MKO Boxing, over and out.